Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us, everybody who's joining us now. This is an incredible initiative called Read2Me, TNT, and we tonight are reading a book by Daniel Hayton called Lulu with a Dash of Sprinkles Goes on an Adventure. I am Anya Ayoung Chee. I'm a fashion designer and entrepreneur, and I'm reading with one of my long-time friends, Valmiki, who can introduce
Day
himself.
one, long time.
And we're gonna just start very briefly sharing a little bit about how we are social distancing ourselves. So I got back to Trinidad just in the nick of time a couple of weeks ago. Today is actually my 14th day of self-imposed quarantine, which I'm very grateful. My husband Wyatt and my son Kair and I have made it through symptom-free. We're very, very happy for that. Going to a nationwide quarantine starting tomorrow, so it's 2 more weeks of definitely being inside, washing our hands, making sure that we stay safe for ourselves and for everybody else. So this is an amazing way to share time together, to spend a little bit of evening time with you and your children. And Val, how you been doing in all of this?
Well, for us, as soon as word started spreading around of what was happening around the world, we started putting things into place at the office so that people can work safely at home. So over the last week, we have been putting measures into place, via different types of technology that we have never used before, for people to have access to be able to be productive and, still get their tasks done and stuff while being there. What I've discovered for me is that being home, I realize I'm a lot more efficient and productive at home than I am at the office. And I'm getting through my to-do list by early in the morning so that I have time for these quarantine naps. But honestly, it hasn't been as bad as I think many people would anticipate it to be. I think it makes you change your perspective in terms of what your day's schedule is going to be like. You need to, be a little bit more flexible, I think. And quite frankly, I'm kind of thankful for the flexibility.
Yeah, amazing. Well, as creatives, this is the type of time that we tend to thrive in, being able to, we were talking about this the other day, solve problems.
Yes.
And, our heart goes out to all the people who don't have a lot of the amenities that we have. And we hope that in any way that we can spread love and spread joy, that we contribute in whatever we can. So
Definitely.
Shall we get started?
Yep.
Okay.
You go ahead.
So I'm going to do my best with my reading voice. Daniel, I hope you do justice to your beautiful story.
You make me proud.
Yeah. Lulu with a dash of sprinkles goes on an adventure. Over the loudspeaker, Lulu with a dash of sprinkles, please go to Santa's office. Bing, bang, puff. Yikes. Woohoo, Santa wants to see me. Yippee. Santa, you wanted to see me? I asked nervously. Yes, Lulu, I do, he said. Santa's office smelled like yummy, sugary, buttery cookies. And I know what cookies smell like because, sorry, Elena's messaging. I know what cookies smell like because I love baking. I'm always covered from head to toe with flour and icing and sprinkles. Lulu, I have a very special adventure to send you on this Christmas. I am sending you to the Caribbean because there is a very special bunch of kids who really, really need your help. Me, Santa? But all I know how to do is cookies. Are you sure it's me you want? How will I even know them?
But all Santa did was laugh. Oh, Lulu, you will know them, don't worry. And I can't believe you're worried about your cookies. Your cookies are so, so yummy, and they make me smile every time I bite into one or a dozen. Santa sounds very much like me. Ho, 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 another big belly laugh. Lulu, I honestly think you put a dash of magic in them. But remember, you will have to be back to the North Pole by Christmas Eve. Well, I always trusted Santa. I mean, he must know what he's speaking about. So with that, I was off to pack for the Caribbean. Oh my, what should I take? Before I knew it, I had packed it all up and was ready. I have to admit though, I was a little nervous and excited at the same time. I mean, what could I do in the Caribbean? All I knew was cookies.
All you know is cookies, right, Val?
Yeah, well, you see, what's wrong?
It was a bumpy ride to the Caribbean with Comet and Prancer as my co-pilots. But soon the sky turned and was beautiful blue, and the sun was warm, and with a bang, bum, boom, I was on the roof of my new home away from home. I made it way down from the roof and stood in front of my cottage. It was perfect, with 4 stairs that led to the porch and a little yellow rocking chair, my favorite color, with all the bright red front door and a little heart-shaped window. Oh my, what more does an elf need? Oh, thank you, Santa, I exclaimed loudly.
The following morning, I woke up excited to go for a walk. The weather was cool, warm, and all at the same time. It must be an island thing. Off I went down the street, not knowing whether to go left or right, and soon I came upon a little girl sitting outside her house. As I approached her, her eyes grew bigger. She was staring right at my pointed ears. Hi, I'm Lizzy. Are you an elf? She asked. Yes, I am. Hi, I'm Lulu with a dash of sprinkles. So I'm gathering that with a dash of sprinkles is her last name, and I love it. But everyone calls me Lulu, I told her. I am new to the neighborhood and would like you to show me around. And off we went. We walked and talked together until we came upon a park with a lovely pond. When I got a little closer, I decided to see if my balancing skills were any good. Well, while I was walking along the edge, I only made about 5 steps and plutush! Lulu fall down, right? Lulu fall down, perhaps, right? I was sitting in the middle of the pond and I jumped back out as quickly as I had gotten in. The pond was filled with the biggest green frogs I had ever seen. I'm not a fan of frogs either.
Me neither.
Oh, froggy. Ugh. I think I touched one. Yuck.
Yuck. Okay, here we are on this page. As we made our way back home, squish, squish, squish was all we heard. It was kind of like my sneakers were singing to us. Lizzy and I laughed at the noise. Thank goodness for the lovely sun, because if I were back home, I would have been frozen. We walked and chatted all the way back as the sun began to sink behind the mountains. What a lovely day. I like the Caribbean, I thought to myself. We soon got back to the place where I first bumped into Lizzy. This is my house, she said. Bye, it was nice meeting you. I live in the house with the red front door and the yellow rocking chair on the porch. Pass by any time. I said to her as she ran up the front door. We said our goodbyes and I walked off home. I had a feeling Lizzy had something to do with why Santa sent me here. Ah well, I will know soon.
Later that day, I headed into the kitchen and started to put butter, flour, sugar, eggs, and a pinch of my magic ingredient into my bright yellow mixing bowl. It was cookie time. I rolled out the dough and started cutting out candy canes and Santa's faces. I put them in the oven and started to clean up. There was flour everywhere. And as usual with you, Lulu, I laughed to myself. Wait, that was supposed to go, as usual with you, Lulu, I laughed to myself. Ha ha ha. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. That was my doorbell. At the front door was Lizzy. Hi, Lulu, what are you doing? She asked. About to ice cookies. Would you like to help? Sure, she quickly replied. Here is an apron, as it tends to get pretty messy. I lent her one of my aprons with little hearts all over it. I gave her a red icing bag, and we started on the candy canes. Pretty soon, it began to get a little dark, and Lizzy asked me about the time. By the time I told her it was 6, she was already out the door and running back home.
Can you show the pictures on my pages? Because I think the kids want to see
Yes.
the illustrations. Okay. The next morning, I packed up the cookies and left to head to Lizzy's house to deliver them. A kind-looking lady answered the door and told me that she was Mrs. Tom and that Lizzy was inside. I went in, but I was so surprised. There were so many kids. I asked Lizzy just how many brothers and sisters she had, but Mrs. Tom quickly answered me. This is an orphanage, Lulu. The kids all live here with me. At that moment, I knew that these were the kids I was supposed to help. But how? Oh, Santa! I stayed a little while and then I headed back home. On the way, I had a great idea. Give Lizzy and the other kids the best Christmas ever. As I walked in the door, the phone was ringing. Hello, Santa. How are you? And how is Mrs. Claus and Spike and Captain Curls? I asked him, my buddies from the bakery. Everyone is great. Have you settled in, Lulu? He asked. I told Santa about Lizzy and the kids and that I wanted to do something special for them for Christmas. He thought it was a great idea. So, we are reading half of this beautiful book, and we've just come to the end of half. And the other half is being read tomorrow evening by Wendell Manwaran and Bridget Wilson. So you can tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. to both of their Instagrams to see and hear the rest of this book. And continue to follow Read2Me TT because this series is amazing, and I think it's going to continue for as long as there are as many readers who want to keep it up. This was wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
I almost continued reading. Just now I want to know what's going on with Lulu. Lulu and these cookies. Anya, you want to tell them? So we spoke about Daniel being the author. The book was illustrated by Scott Saldina and Aaron Schneider and Nikolai Boswell Innes.
I think it reads backwards, but yes, the illustrations, as you can tell, they're absolutely gorgeous. And I hope that when quarantine is over, you all go out and get one. And it's Christmas in March this weekend, so go and bake some cookies and prepare for tomorrow night. And don't forget to wash your hands and hug up everybody in your home because we all miss hugging all of you up. So stay very safe. Have a wonderful night. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye, kids.